Hello, my name's Michael Conneely, and this is a video about earth energies in the far west of Ireland. Energies within the earth, under the earth and on the surface of the earth. And I teach magical will work, and including work with earth energies in my Druid Forest School course. And I'm doing a number of presentations on working with earth energies at the different sacred sites within an hour of our healing centre on the Sligo coast near Knocknarea. And here where we are now is an epochal crossroads place, the site of the second Battle of Moytura. Here on this site, the Tuatha De Danann, the people of the goddess Danu, with great gifts of magic and skill, met the powerful dark Fomorians led by Balor of the Evil Eye. And before the battle, Lu spoke to the assembly of the Tuatha De Danann, and he said to each, "What is your special skill? What is your special spark that you have to achieve in this life?" And so they were each able to think about and name their special skill. And indeed, just at the bottom of the mountain here, on the eve of the battle, the Dagda met the Morrigan. The Dagda, the good god of the Tuatha De Danann, and the Morrigan, the battle goddess of the Tuatha De Danann, the battle goddess of the ancient Irish. And they mated, and she thus conferred authority and confirmation and sovereignty on the Tuatha De Danann, and she prophesied victory. And although the battle was terrible here, the Tuatha De Danann did win. And the turning moment was near this stone when the great god Lu faced the evil giant of darkness, Balor of the Evil Eye. He had an eye in the centre of his forehead, clearly a misuse of very powerful Kundalini energies, as they'd be called now. His eye was so powerful, if he looked at you, you'd die. And Lu hurled his slingshot, and Balor's eye was hit, and it went right through his skull and out the back, and it fell just over there where there's a loch Nussul. That's where the eye fell, and it's full of water today, but every now and then the water mysteriously disappears into the earth. So that is the ancient folk memory that was recorded when the medieval manuscript was written, the Book of Invasions. Now, I've been to this place before, and the energies in this rock, which is sometimes called Shilu, sometimes called the Eglone Stone, and in the court tomb over there, which is 5,500 years old, whereas the battle, I would say, is probably only 2,500 years ago. The energies in the stones are immensely powerful, and this is the point I'm making in this first video about earth energies. And I had the most beneficial healing energies at each of these stones on previous occasions. And just now I had wonderful healing energies which made me feel better in my body, and wonderful guidance about how best to live so that I could feel best for my destiny and what my destiny is. How I should be as I express that destiny now. And indeed here and in other places where I'll be doing filming, one is gifted therefore with a vision or an energy sense of one's true self. And that's the start module of my Magical Will course. Because it's no good just having the vision or the energy sense. We need to be able to prolong the vision. We need to be able to strengthen the vision. We need to keep renewing our connection to it so that we become the vision of our true self. If we don't do the magical will work, the great gift that we've received is like water falling through our fingers to the ground, and we are left thirsty and unhealed and don't become who we were meant to be. Now, the impression and belief I have is that there is a whole, almost like dragon coils of energy underlying the rocks here in the west of Ireland. I was guided to come here by a powerful visionary and psychic surgeon in Portland, Oregon. Some years ago, she saw where I needed to go, described the place, and I said, well, that's where my grandparents first set up. And she said, there's an energy waiting to come into your body from the rocks there. And I went there, and there's the most wonderful red and blue metamorphic rocks. We'll be doing a video there. And just round the corner from that beach at Gloshlawn is Killery Harbour and Roche Row. And this is amazing. The German Jewish philosopher Wittgenstein, who fled the Nazis and worked at Cambridge University, amazingly came to those rocks. And while holed away on retreat, he wrote the greatest piece of writing of his life and one of the greatest philosophical works of the 20th century, Philosophical Discourses. So don't dismiss the gift of earth energies. Be prepared to come and feel them, connect to them, focus in complete silence, open your mind. Maybe assist a succession of visions, but let the visions run and develop in their own way once you've made the intention to start them. The healing gifts and the visionary guidance is immense. So I do believe that under these particular rocks in the west of Ireland, there is like a dragon coiling energy. Personally, I feel that its epicenter is Crowpatrick Mountain. If you look at the mountain from the north, it looks like a recumbent dragon. And indeed, there's veins of gold running in the rocks there. And of course, gold holds the energies. And indeed, St. Patrick knew this because when he came to convert Ireland in 432 AD, he went and did a retreat, a 40-day retreat on the top of the mountain. And there he confronted the spirit of the place, Cora. And they fought. At one point she engulfed St. Patrick in her jaws, but he threw his bell of exorcism at her, he bested her, he threw her down to Loch Macora behind and below the mountain, consigning her there for eternity, or so he thought. But what happened was that due to the mentality of the Roman Catholic Church and deals done with the Irish kings, instead of their connection to the gods, instead of their permanent connection to the God realm that they had, that comes through, for example, in the Book of Invasions, just like the ancient Greeks had in the Iliad, where the God realms and the human realms merge, where we are not confined. The gridlock of the Roman Catholic Church was imposed. A load of dogmas, huge guilt trips. And the Irish lost their magic, they lost their land, they lost their language, they even lost their children, and the huge Irish diaspora took place. But I'm starting a website called Returning Cora, working with Douglas Chamberlain of Chicago. And we seek to reconnect to the Tuatha De Danann to the gods and goddesses of the ancient Irish, to stop the dumbing down of the Irish that was done by 1,500 years of the Catholic Church, that was done by the Norman invaders, that was done by the English landlords and the English ascendancy class, as they were pleased to call themselves, as they ruled over the starvation where 1 million people died. And so, what's all this about? Can we make sense of it at a deep level, this business of these earth energies in the rocks and how they can heal and guide human beings if human beings are open to it and know how to perpetuate and continue the energetic connection and presence in their bodies and consciousness? And the picture I have that made sense is that in the first place, if you like, speaking metaphorically, the world was created by the gods. And surely the action of creating the earth was a gift of love for the divine, for the gods to express itself. And human beings evolved. And we have an inescapable responsibility, an inescapable call to join in the evolution of the human consciousness, the human race, and the earth itself. And of course, in the divine mind at the time of the creation of the earth was indeed Ireland. And the earth energies round here are stupendous. So I say again, stupendous. But I feel something went wrong because I feel the whole issue of the Fomorians, dark, twisted, malevolent, scheming beings, fallen humans with powerful but bad energies, meant that the divine intention was betrayed here in Ireland. The intention was still remembered because the saying is that great goddess Bridget, at the time she created Ireland and the earth, tied a knot of remembrance in the fringe of her garments so that the intention would be remembered forever. And what I think lies behind the arrival of the Tuatha De Danann in Ireland, when they sought to make their homeland here, maybe 2,500 years ago, landing near here, I believe, at Killary Harbour. There's evidence in the manuscript for that. Their intention was to undo the damage of the Fomorians, to utilise their great magical abilities and their many skills to reconnect to the great intention of great goddess Bridget that hadn't been forgotten because of the knot tied in the fringe of her garment. And so here, literally on this mountaintop, the manuscript, the Book of Invasion, said that the Tuatha De Danann met the Fomorians. And just before the battle, Lugh was given rulership of the Tuatha De Danann. And he, as I said, asked each one of them to identify their special skills and to bring their special skills to bear in the fight against darkness. And that still is a call to us today. And I certainly feel it from the earth energy work that you can do here and in other places where we'll be filming. And so the point is that when the Tuatha De Danann arrived in their ships on the coast of the west of Ireland, probably Killary Harbour, this was a time that their gods incarnated. So the same sentiment is in the Iliad. In other words, divine presences assisted them at this real crossroads in an attempt to restore Ireland and human evolution and the evolution of the earth to the divine intention. In fact, they couldn't sustain it. In fact, another race that my legions invaded. In fact, it was too much. But the key concept is that under the surface of the earth here are these coiling energies, and they feel different in different places. They can be shaped like dragons. There's a spot we will be filming called The Giant in the Landscape. And we can connect to the earth energies and renew and assist the intentions of the gods, heal ourselves and become our special spark. So see my Earth Energies course, the Magical Will course. See the Returning Cora website due to go on air August 2019. Thank you.